They tell you the stairs of the Metropolitan Museum of Art are made of stone, but in reality, they are built on NDAs, corporate blood oaths, and silent compliance. On May 4, 2026, the world thought they were watching a triumphant family reunion when Beyonce ascended those famous steps after a 10-year hiatus, flanked by her 14-year-old daughter Blue Ivy. The flashing cameras captured the perfect illusion of generational stardust under the evening's official dress code, but behind the velvet ropes, a devastating corporate warfare was already leaking into the shadows. What if the crystal-draped skeleton gown Beyonce wore wasn't a tribute to art, but the visual execution of a highly classified legal and spiritual succession plan? The carefully managed facade fractured completely when Oscar-nominated actress Taraji P. Henson allegedly went rogue in the backstage lounges, whispering about a chilling subterranean arrangement the industry is desperately trying to bury. This wasn't just standard Hollywood gossip. It was a high-stakes whistleblower operation exposing a secret parental loophole, now whispered among elite managers as the Blue Ivy Clause, quietly engineered to bypass strict age limits for one specific heir. But the twist deepens. As a vicious boardroom war erupts between Tina Knowles and Taraji's inner circle, independent sleuths uncovered a dark paradox. The very brand framing Blue Ivy's grand introduction carries a corporate history so controversial it suggests this wasn't a debut at all. It was an initiation. Turn your volume up, lock your doors, and pay very close attention, because we are about to pull back the curtain on the most dangerous empire clash of 2026. The air inside the exclusive backstage holding lounges of the Metropolitan Museum of Art didn't smell like high fashion on May 4, 2026. Smelled like panic. While millions of viewers worldwide stared at their screens, hypnotized by the sheer spectacle of the evening's official dress code, a much darker human drama was playing out completely off-camera. The event was supposed to belong to one family. When Beyonce stepped onto the red carpet after a grueling 10-year absolute hiatus from the venue, she didn't just walk. She commanded the space, presenting herself as an untouchable global matriarch. But the real shockwave that sent the paparazzi into a frantic, blinding frenzy wasn't just her presence. It was the girl standing directly to her left. 14-year-old Blue Ivy Carter was making her grand debut, wearing a pristine white gown that contrasted sharply against the chaotic, flashbulblit night. To the casual observer, it was a beautiful passing of the torch. To the trained eyes watching from the shadows, it looked like a highly coordinated, inescapable corporate trap. The cracks in this picture-perfect illusion began to show when Oscar-nominated actress Taraji P. Henson allegedly entered the VIP backstage green room. Taraji wasn't looking at the dresses. She was looking at the faces, and what she saw apparently disgusted her. For the past week, Taraji had been playing a dangerous game on social media, openly acting as the industry's moral conscience. She had aggressively targeted the event's elite attendees on Instagram, mocking the absolute absurdity of Hollywood stars bowing down to a high-society fundraiser heavily backed by billionaire Jeff Bezos. She posted cryptic, deeply sarcastic stories highlighting the brutal, exhausting working conditions of Amazon warehouse workers, essentially asking the entertainment world what they were actually doing. But behind the heavy velvet curtains of the venue, her public crusade transformed into an incredibly tense, face-to-face confrontation. Eyewitnesses claim that Taraji didn't just whisper. She openly confronted high-level managers, pointing directly toward the Carter's camp and claiming that the entire presentation was a symptom of a deeply infected industry. Taraji's raw, unfiltered anger brought a terrifyingly human element to a night that is usually completely sanitized by public relations teams. She allegedly accused Beyonce of executing a total corporate sellout, arguing that co-chairing an event with such deep capitalistic ties was bad enough, but dragging an underage child into the elite machinery was crossing a line of no return. The atmosphere in the lounge turned aggressively electric within minutes. But just as Taraji's words began circulating among the security details and makeup artists, a massive, immediate counteroffensive was launched from the digital world. The Bayhive, deployed with military precision, flooded social media platforms with a devastating counter-narrative that exposed a massive, glaring paradox in Taraji's own life. They dropped the literal financial receipts, proving that Taraji's highly successful haircare line, TPH, generates millions of dollars in profit by selling directly through Amazon's distribution network. The backlash was instantaneous and brutal, labeling Taraji a bitter hypocrite who was happily collecting Bezos checks while trying to play the part of a righteous whistleblower. Yet, the twist that truly sent the backstage staff into a corporate panic wasn't the argument over billionaire funding. It was what Taraji allegedly said next regarding the spiritual energy radiating from Beyonce's inner circle. She reportedly muttered to a small group of trusted stylists that the entire setup felt like an execution, a forced transition of power that felt completely unnatural. Within seconds of that whisper leaving the room, independent digital sleuths across the internet began deployed advanced image tracking algorithms to dissect Beyoncé's crystal-draped gown. The discovery they made sent a chilling shudder through the online pop culture community. The dress wasn't just a random creation under the costume art theme. It was a living, breathing reproduction of a long-forgotten 1944 artwork titled The Visitor, created by the legendary Creole artist Caroline Durieux. When the historical details of that specific artwork were uploaded to the web, the narrative spiraled completely out of corporate control. The piece doesn't symbolize beauty or artistic evolution. It represents mortality, death, and specifically, the terrifying arrival of an unwelcome permanent presence at a household threshold. The visual imagery was undeniable. Beyoncé had chosen to wrap her physical body in the literal symbolism of death on the biggest night of her career. And standing right there, directly inside that symbolic threshold, was Blue Ivy. The human reality of the situation became deeply uncomfortable for everyone in the room. This wasn't just a mother and daughter sharing a red carpet. It looked like a calculated, high-stakes psychological blueprint being acted out in real time. The internet began to speculate wildly, suggesting that the legendary, untamed stage persona of Sasha Fierce was being officially, permanently transferred to a child who wasn't even legally old enough to vote. The story had officially outgrown the world of fashion, transforming into a chaotic, multi-dimensional war over identity, corporate manipulation, and family legacy. The chilling revelation of the skeleton-themed dress was only the first layer of a much deeper, more volatile corporate operation. As the digital world spiraled into chaos over the macabre symbolism of the artwork, an entirely new controversy ignited surrounding the legal logistics of the night. People began looking past the dazzling aesthetics and started asking a fundamental, deeply troubling question. How was a 14-year-old minor standing on those steps in the first place? Since 2018, the organizers of the fundraiser had maintained an absolute, unbreakable ironclad rule stating that no one under the age of 18 was permitted to attend. The official narrative had always been that the adult-oriented nature of the event, combined with the presence of priceless, fragile museum antiquities, created a massive insurance and liability nightmare for teenagers. For nearly a decade, even the most famous Hollywood teenagers had been flatly denied entry. But as independent journalists began digging through the heavily guarded administrative updates of the event, they discovered a shocking bureaucratic twist. A highly classified, quietly drafted parental accompaniment clause had been added to the legal framework just weeks before the red carpet rolled out. Behind closed doors, high-level talent agency executives were already calling this secretive amendment the Blue Ivy Clause. It was an elite legal loophole custom-engineered for one specific family, proving that if your parents possess enough institutional gravity, the most rigid rules in high society will simply bend to your will. This revelation added a deeply frustrating, elitist human element to the controversy. It wasn't just a beautiful family moment anymore. It was a blatant display of unchecked industry power that left other high-profile celebrities in the backstage lounges feeling completely marginalized and furious. The controversy took an even more toxic and deeply personal turn when the fashion credits for Blue Ivy's outfit were officially released to the press. The 14-year-old had been styled from head to toe in Balenciaga. The choice hit the internet like a physical blow. Immediately, hypercritical commentary channels and furious parents began flooding the web with receipts from the brand's previous global scandals, where they had faced massive public outrage for running highly inappropriate childhood advertising campaigns. The human reality of the situation became intensely uncomfortable. Why would two of the most calculated, protective, and billionaire media moguls on the planet choose to dress their underage daughter in a brand with such a highly sensitive, dark history for her grand introduction to the world stage? To the onlookers watching the narrative unfold, it didn't look like an oversight. It felt like a deliberate high-stakes signal to the darkest, most corporate corners of the entertainment industry. A message that the family was completely untouchable, answering to no moral code but their own economic empire. This was the exact moment the corporate Cold War exploded into an open personal feud. Word of Taraji P. Henson's backstage whispers and her intense criticism of the Balenciaga pairing quickly traveled up the industry food chain, reaching the ears of the matriarch herself, Tina Knowles. Everyone in Hollywood knows that Tina is a fiercely protective force who absolutely does not tolerate any perceived disrespect directed toward her grandbabies. According to leaked reports from inside the talent camps, Tina did not wait for publicists to draft a polite statement. She bypassed the entire corporate machinery and initiated a direct, high-intensity telephone confrontation with Taraji's inner circle. The conversation was described by insiders as a brutal, unforgiving reality check. Tina reportedly unleashed a devastating counterattack, confronting Taraji about her own historical industry alignments, demanding to know how she could play the role of a righteous moral judge while maintaining long-standing public friendships with controversial, disgraced figures from the music industry's past. Tina's fury effectively drew a line in the sand, forcing major talent agencies and corporate sponsors to quietly choose sides in a battle that was rapidly threatening to disrupt multi-million-dollar business arrangements. The situation had completely outgrown a simple red carpet fashion critique, transforming into an explosive, multi-layered war over hypocrisy, systemic corruption, and institutional control. Now, the absolute power is completely in your hands, and the world is waiting for the truth to be fully untangled. Do you believe that the strategic creation of the loophole and the unsettling symbolism of the night prove that Blue Ivy is being initiated into a darker, deeper tier of industry compliance right before our eyes? Or do you think that Taraji P. Henson's public crusade is just a desperate attempt to distract from her own corporate paradoxes? Drop your honest, unfiltered thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like button right now. And make sure you smash that subscribe button with all notifications turned on so you never miss another deep dive exposure into the hidden realities they desperately want to keep buried forever. Stay safe out there, and we will catch you in the very next breakdown. The fallout from that explosive telephone confrontation didn't stay confined to private celebrity circles. By the morning of May 6, 2026, the silent friction behind closed doors officially escalated into a full-blown boardroom war as high-level executives at major talent agencies began realizing the terrifying financial implications of this unscripted alliance. The economic infrastructure surrounding both camps was suddenly sitting on a massive digital time bomb, and the countdown was being accelerated by the vindictive motives of the people who used to run their lives. Rumors began circulating like wildfire that a disgruntled faction of former representatives, who had been quietly terminated by the Carter's camp during a recent corporate housecleaning, were locking themselves in meetings with top-tier tabloid editors. This hidden archive allegedly contained years of confidential text messages, private financial records, and highly controversial studio negotiations that could completely dismantle the pristine public image of Hollywood's most untouchable dynasty. The stakes had officially crossed from a simple romance or fashion rumor into an absolute fight for economic survival. As the industry braced for impact, the absolute silence from the inner circles only intensified the growing paranoia across social media platforms. Entertainment lawyers began predicting that if this confidential data was released to the public, it could trigger a massive wave of breach of contract lawsuits from major film studios and global corporate sponsors who have strict morals clauses embedded deep within their multi-million-dollar agreements. But just as the blackmail plot seemed poised to crush the narrative, an unexpected twist shattered the strategy of the conspirators. Independent digital forensic investigators discovered that a series of leaked non-disclosure agreements circulating on obscure celebrity gossip forums had actually been planted by the old management team itself. This shocking revelation proved that the entire narrative of trying to legally muzzle outsiders was a completely manufactured lie designed to create immediate, toxic friction between different celebrity fan bases. The discovery completely backfired, causing the public to rally around the Carters with an intensity that high society had not witnessed in over a decade. With the blackmail plot crumbling in the shadows, the mainstream media desperately shifted its focus toward creating a toxic narrative of female rivalry, trying to ignite a high-profile feud between Taraji P. Henson and the extended Carter family network. tabloid outlets began publishing completely fabricated stories claiming that Taraji was actively working behind the scenes to use her immense influencer network to quietly blackball specific creative figures from major international fashion weeks and exclusive elite social circles. However, this attempt to manufacture a dramatic confrontation completely failed when an entirely new human element entered the equation. During a high-profile fashion event in Paris, paparazzi aggressively cornered representatives from Taraji's inner circle, expecting a dramatic reaction or a cold, dismissive look regarding the ongoing rumors. Instead of retreating from the public eye or issuing defensive, frantic statements through publicists, Taraji chose to lean entirely into her work, using the massive influx of public attention to drive unprecedented success for her independent creative projects. Her brilliant defiance only made her more appealing to the public, with fans pointing out that she was moving like someone who didn't need Hollywood validation to sustain her worth. The extreme invasion of privacy reached a dangerous climax when reckless paparazzi vehicles nearly caused a massive high-speed traffic accident while chasing the inner circle's cars through the narrow, winding streets of the Hollywood Hills. This terrifying incident sent shockwaves through the industry, forcing both camps to realize that the situation had reached a level of physical danger that could no longer be ignored or treated as a mere public relations game. The situation was no longer just a simple celebrity dating rumor or a critique of a dress code. It had transformed into a massive, culturally explosive war over identity, industry power dynamics, and corporate control. Now, the absolute power is completely in your hands, and the world is waiting for your raw, unfiltered thoughts on this historic situation. Do you think the strategic creation of the legal loophole and the shattering of the old management's blackmail plot prove that the industry will always protect its most lucrative empires at all costs? Or do you believe that this entire explosive saga is just a brilliant, masterfully executed illusion designed to keep the global public completely obsessed with their names? Whatever your theories are, do not hold back. Drop your honest opinions in the comment section right below. Hit that like button right now. And make sure you smash that subscribe button with all notifications turned on so you never miss another deep dive exposure into the hidden realities they desperately want to keep buried forever. Stay safe out there, and we will catch you in the very next breakdown. Now, the absolute power is completely in your hands, and the world is waiting for your raw, unfiltered thoughts on this historic Hollywood earthquake. Do you believe that the strategic creation of the legal loophole, the dark symbolism of that skeleton gown, and the sudden shattering of the old management's blackmail plot prove that Blue Ivy is being initiated into a deeper, spiritual tier of industry compliance right under our noses? Or do you think that Taraji P. Henson's public crusade was a necessary, human reaction to a system that has completely outgrown its moral boundaries? The lines have been drawn, the boardroom wars are out in the open, and the industry is desperate to control the narrative before the remaining confidential files leak. But the corporate elites can only hide the truth for so long when the digital footprints are this loud. What is your take on the Balenciaga connection? And who do you think is actually telling the truth in this multi-million-dollar feud? Whatever your theories are, do not hold back. Drop your honest, deep-dive opinions in the comment section right below, because every single perspective is being read. If you want to make sure you never miss another second of these highly classified industry exposures, hit that like button right now to support independent journalism. Most importantly, make sure you smash that subscribe button and turn on all your notifications so you are always the first to know when the next major piece of evidence drops. The mainstream media wants to keep these realities buried forever, but the truth always finds a way out. Thank you for staying locked in, stay safe out there, and catch the next breakdown.